People in Beijing take shopping very seriously, almost as seriously as an Olympic athlete takes his or her chosen sport.
By the time the 2008 Olympics open, there will be hundreds of brand new stores and new state-of-the-art buildings for Olympic visitors to shop in. But suppose you want to shop somewhere with a little more history, somewhere a little older. Well, you can't get much older than this. This is Beijing's Liulichang Street. And shops on this street have been selling art and antiques since the Ming Dynasty in the 1400s. People have walked these very streets for hundreds of years to shop for art, books, and antiques. Now, I'm going to do the same thing to find out what's so special about Liulichang Street.
As you dodge the cars and bicycles, the first thing that strikes you is the architecture of the old buildings. The setting really transports you back in time. It's not just the old buildings that line the street, it's what's in the shops themselves. In older times, people practiced the art of calligraphy to create books, signs, and other documents by hand. This ancient form of writing in China was, and still is, revered as an art form. The tools to do it, brush, ink stick, ink stone to grind and hold the ink, and paper, were called the Four Treasures. Liulichang Street is where Beijingers would come hundreds of years ago to buy the Four Treasures. The calligraphy brushes would be dipped in ink, and in the hands of a master, a work of art that also communicated a message would emerge. The bigger the brush, the bigger the character, which explains the different size brushes on display in this store. Today, the same calligraphy writing skills are still treasured and practiced, and local artists still come here to buy supplies. Many of their paintings are sold in stores on the same street. But most of the shops sell Chinese antiques and artifacts, like Chinese porcelain figurines, jade carvings, and shadow puppets made of donkey hide. There are a few shops that have the kind of things you can get in a San Francisco or New York Chinatown, but you can get them much cheaper here, oftentimes half the price. And if you look carefully, you can find things that are one of a kind. The mask above Pingu Jai Antique Shop might scare some shoppers away, yet the haunting statue in Tibetan clothing seems to beckon you in. If you can ignore the glare of the mask and step inside, you'll find a place that is almost as much a museum as it is an antique shop. Leather body armor made for Tibetan warriors seems to guard the long, dark, dusty passageway into the shop. Along the way, an incredible variety of Tibetan crafts is displayed. Unlike some of the more sterile-feeling shops on Liulichang Street, this one has character, and the goods inside seem to be the real thing. Like this horse saddle. The shop features Tibetan prayer flags, paintings, and a lot of Buddhist art.
So who uses this?
The ordinary Tibetan people and the old people and the young girl and different.
With the Olympics promising a huge influx of tourists, a lot of shopkeepers on Liulichang Street speak enough English to greet a customer and communicate the price for an item. But occasionally, you meet someone who can be a little more helpful.
What do they like the most?
Most the necklace.
Oh, I like necklaces too.
Precise Buddhist necklace and the Tanka painting.
Yes.
And the mask are very, very good.
Yes.
Shopkeepers are business people, but many are also genuinely interested in their foreign customers and learning about the outside world.
My dream is to be a good English tour guide in the future. So when I came to my dream, welcome you to my hometown.
After spending time inside the shop, the mask outside no longer seems quite as frightening.
This is a mask. A grand meeting is held in which a sorcerer's dance is performed. So Tibetan people in colorful dresses and will wear the masks in the sing and dance.
In fact, you might consider taking him home with you.
What is the price for this?
Not very expensive. 3,000.
3,000 yuan?
3,000 renminbi.
Renminbi.
Yeah.
As with many Beijing shops, the suggested price is only the start of a negotiation that could be almost as entertaining as a stroll down Liulichang Street itself.
Special things for special people. I can give you the exciting price. Okay?
What's the exciting price?
Exciting price more than 2,000.
So 2,000 renminbi, which was about maybe $300.
Okay, 2,000.
Well, I have to check my wallet. While shopping here on Liulichang Street, I discovered the secret is out. Locals and tourists flock here to buy a piece of old china to take home with them. So if you want to pick up something besides an Olympic souvenir, give Liulichang Street a try. The 2008 Olympics will be many things to many people, but one thing it's not going to be for anyone is cheap. But just because you're in Beijing on a budget doesn't mean that you can't go home loaded with goodies. Just try Yashou Market, near the end of the famous Sanlichun Bar Street. Yashou has 5 floors of no-holds-barred shopping, from clothing to jewelry, to on-the-spot tailoring.
Enjoy everything. Oh yes, very nice, very nice. China is very good. You can see you measure a suit and it is ready in one day.
There's also art and bolts of colorful silk for sale. Aisles are crowded with browsers and sales staff hawking their wares to anyone walking by. It's a lot like a department store on the day after Thanksgiving, except there are no Santas and no sales signs. In the States, when you want to bargain, you go to a place like Target, find something you like, check the price tag, and make your decision. In places like Yashou, there are no price tags. You bargained for that price. The bad news, you could make over 20 decisions on a single purchase. The good news, unbelievable savings. Unlike a stroll through Macy's, wandering through this market can be like running a gauntlet. Salespeople will do their best to get your attention and hold on to it. Luckily, most of them speak some English, which makes bargaining much easier.
Yeah, but not as big. This is small. How big is that? Oh, okay.
So as you walk through the stalls, people call out to you and try to get you to notice their products, which is probably pretty smart. And more people are speaking English. When I come here, I try to bring a set amount of money and stick to spending only that amount of money because you can go crazy. Things are very cheap, and they seem like they're really good quality, too. But the problem is there's an ATM machine out there at the front lobby, too, so sometimes, you know, you make a plan and you don't stick to it. There is nothing like this in the States. You're going to find things here that you'd never find things, and clearly at prices you'd never find. So if you find something that's one of a kind, you love it, but you don't have the money, here's your solution right here. An ATM. They'll take your card, and they'll give you the money you need to get that thing you never thought you could find anyplace else.